Hi everyone. In previous lesson, you have learned about oxidative phosphorylation and summary of ATP production in cellular respiration. So in this video, you're going to learn about anaerobic respiration. So at the end of this video lesson, you should be able to define the aerobic and anaerobic respiration, explain alcohol fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. Anaerobic respiration is actually involve the breakdown of organic molecules or food molecules such as glucose without presence of oxygen. However, cellular respiration or aerobic respiration requires oxygen to produce ATP. So in anaerobic respiration, without oxygen, the electron transport chain will stop to operate because in aerobic respiration, if there is presence of oxygen, the pyruvate will enter the mitochondria to undergo the citric acid cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. So if there is no oxygen, pyruvate cannot enter the mitochondria. So pyruvate will enter the anaerobic respiration, therefore electron transport chain will stop to operate. So generally anaerobic respiration involve glycolysis which couples with fermentation or anaerobic respiration to produce ATP energy. So anaerobic respiration occurs inside the cytosol only. Anaerobic respiration, since does not require oxygen, the electron transport chain with final electron acceptor other than oxygen, for example, sulfate and nitrate. So there are two types of anaerobes or microbes, facultative anaerobes and obligate anaerobes. So facultative anaerobes make ATP energy with and without presence of oxygen. The facultative anaerobes can switch between aerobic and anaerobic respiration. However, obligate anaerobes will die in the presence of oxygen. So it means the oxygen will be toxic to this type of microbes. So the obligate anaerobes will use sulfate as final electron acceptor in electron transport chain. So anaerobic respiration or fermentation uses substrate level phosphorylation instead of electron transport chain to generate ATP energy. So this is the overview of anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration. So the basic difference between aerobic and anaerobic respiration is oxygen. For aerobic respiration requires oxygen. However, for anaerobic respiration does not require oxygen. Anaerobic respiration occurs inside the cytosol. However, aerobic respiration occurs inside the mitochondria. So when we compare in terms of ATP energy, aerobic respiration generates many ATP energy compared than anaerobic respiration. There are two ATP energy produced during anaerobic respiration. So, anaerobic respiration begins when there is no oxygen. So, the pyruvate that produced during glycolysis will enter the alcoholic fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. So, through lactic acid fermentation, alcohol and carbon dioxide will produce. Through lactic acid fermentation, lactic acid will produce. So, generally, fermentation consists of glycolysis plus reaction that regenerate NAD positive. So there are two common types as I mentioned in previous slide, such as alcohol fermentation and lactic acid fermentation. So let's look at alcohol fermentation first. If there is no oxygen present, the pyruvate that produced during glycolysis pathway will enter the alcoholic fermentation. So during glycolysis, 2 ATPs, 2 NADH and 2 pyruvate will produce. So 2 pyruvate first undergo decarboxylation process by removal of carbon dioxide to form 2-acetaldehyde. So this reaction catalyzed by pyruvate decarboxylase enzyme. Then the acetaldehyde undergo reduction process to produce ethanol. So in this reaction, NADH that produced during glycolysis pathway will use. So the acetaldehyde accept the electron from NADH, reduce to form ethanol. So this reaction catalyzed by alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme. Then the NADH oxidize to form NAD positive. So the NAD positive that produced here will used by glycolysis. So generally in this stage NAD positive regenerate, which will be used for glycolysis. Alcoholic fermentation will be conducted by yeast and many bacteria in food processing such as bakery products such as cake, bread, in making of beer, wine, local foods such as tapai, and etc. Lactic acid fermentation. Lactic acid fermentation also does not require oxygen. So, the pyruvate that produced during glycolysis will enter the lactic acid fermentation. During glycolysis, there are 2 ATPs, 2 NADH and 2 pyruvate will produce. So the pyruvate undergo reduction process by accept the electron from NADH that produced during glycolysis to form lactate or lactic acid. This reaction catalyzed by lactate dehydrogenase enzyme. Then NADH donate the electrons to pyruvate and oxidize to form NAD positive. So at this stage, NAD positive regenerate, which will be used by glycolysis later. Lactobacillus bacteria and human also undergo the lactic acid fermentation. Lactobacillus bacteria undergo the lactic acid fermentation in food processing such as cheese and yogurt. However, human undergo the lactic acid fermentation when there is lack of oxygen inside the body. For example, when you perform any extreme exercise, at one point you feel tired and also you feel your body lack of oxygen. So at that point, cells inside your body immediately undergo lactic acid fermentation to produce lactic acid and also generate ATP energy. So this results muscle fatigue and also muscle cramp. So when you stop exercise, oxygen level increase and the lactate that produced during lactic acid fermentation will be converted to pyruvate. So these are the 3 fates of pyruvate that produced by glycolysis. So if there is oxygen present, pyruvate will undergo the pyruvate oxidation or link reaction and then continue the citric acid cycle and oxidative phosphorylation. If let's say there is no oxygen present, pyruvate will undergo 2 types of anaerobic respirations such as lactic acid fermentation and alcoholic fermentation. Glycolysis and citric acid cycle connect to many other metabolic pathways, which include various catabolic and anabolic pathways. So when we consume food, the food composed of nutrients such as carbohydrates, proteins, lipids or fats. So the proteins must be digested to amino acid and then the amino acid feed the glycolysis or citric acid cycle. However, the fats are digested to glycerol which used in glycolysis and the fatty acids used in generating acetyl-CoA. Then the fatty acid break down through beta oxidation to produce acetyl-CoA. So the acetyl-CoA enter the Krebs cycle. An oxidized gram of fat produces more than twice as much ATP as an oxidized gram of carbohydrates. Okay, let's we look at the metabolic pathways that connect by glycolysis and citric acid cycle. Generally, food that we consume composed of many nutrients such as proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and etc. So the carbohydrates undergo the aerobic respiration. Proteins digested to produce amino acids. So the amino group from amino acids removed before it enter the glycolysis and then enter the Krebs cycle. However, fats digested to produce glycerol and fatty acids. So the glycerol will be used during glycolysis. Then the fatty acids undergo the beta oxidation to break down to produce two carbon fragments such as acetyl group. So the acetyl-CoA that produced will enter the citric acid cycle or Krebs cycle to undergo the aerobic respiration. Although the carbohydrates, proteins, and fat are energy sources, only carbohydrates undergo the anaerobic respiration. So that's all regarding the anaerobic respiration. Thank you.